There you go. We're with Chef Steve from Francesca's in South Buffalo. Great Italian restaurant. And not even a burner is lit here, and I'm smelling so much right now. What are we making today?
We're going to do a pan-seared salmon, wild Alaskan salmon, and we're going to make a pesto cream sauce.
Oh, that sounds great. Now, as far as salmon goes, I hear conflicting reports. Wild is supposed to be better, right? Is there a taste factor with the wild salmon than the farm-raised, or do you recommend the wild?
Well, you get certain characteristics with a wild, any type of wild fish. You know, because we've depleted so many rivers and lakes and things like that, a lot of the fish now is farm-raised, which you give up some of that really unique flavors and characteristics of wild fish versus farm-raised.
Okay,
so there's a little disadvantage to farm-raised, but then again, your prices stay a little more consistent with farm-raised, and you have more of a you know, a consistent product then.
Okay, sounds good. I can't wait to dig into the wild salmon. Now we've got some walnuts as well. That's part of the
we're going to do. I like the flavor of walnuts with salmon. So, and then with Thanksgiving coming up, it's walnuts are traditionally a favorite. So instead of using your traditional pine nuts, we're going to use walnuts, halved walnuts for our pesto sauce.
All right, good stuff. We're going to get started on the recipe in the next segment, and we've also got some interesting news about a little bit of an award you guys won recently, so we'll talk about that coming up. Right now, back to you guys on the couch. Welcome back. We're in the kitchen right now with Chef Steve from Francesca's. It smells great in here. We haven't really done much yet, but we're making a basil pesto with some salmon, right?
A pesto cream sauce with some pan-seared wild Alaskan salmon.
Oh, good stuff. Now, really quick, you've got something going on in this pan as well that can go with it.
Yeah, you have to have an accompaniment. So what we do is we have a medium grain risotto. I added some langoustine, some small-sized langoustine, little like lobster tail.
Okay, kind of like crawfish?
Yeah, kind of like crawfish. And then a little fresh spinach, a little cream and butter, and we're just going to heat this up, and this is going to be underneath our salmon. We're going to set our salmon.
It can be on top of our salmon for all I care. As long as it's on the plate.
It's delicious.
Now, really quick, you guys, your restaurant, Francesca's, was just recognized for something pretty big.
Yeah, we were recognized for the Signature Chefs event, and we won Best Presentation.
Good stuff. Well, you do make the food look great, but it also tastes great. Okay, we got about a minute. We're going to get going on this basil pesto right now, right? So what do we have here? Let's.
So your basic pesto recipe. You're going to add fresh basil. Okay, a lot of basil.
Blender like this.
Yeah, a lot of basil. Okay. And then it's Parmesan cheese.
Oh yes.
So we're just going to load up the Parmesan cheese.
Bite, right?
Yeah. And then your garlic, okay?
And obviously olive oil is the next key, right?
Yeah, but what you want to do is you want to, and then we're going to add our nuts. We are using walnuts, okay? Use those.
Oh, that looks great.
And then we're gonna start to blend it a little, okay?
All right. We're going to get that going. We got about 20 seconds, so we'll get this going. You start the blender, then you add the oil to it, right?
That's correct.
The key to the process there?
That's right.
Okay, we'll get that going. We'll actually show you how to do that in the next segment. But coming up here on Winging It Buffalo Style, we're going to be talking about refrigerator etiquette. And you ever been in the fridge at work, for instance? That's important not to touch my lunch. So don't touch it, and I'll tell you why and what you need to know. That's right. We've got our salmon going. We're making a salmon with basil pesto with a cream sauce, right? And we're with Chef Steve from Francesca's. And you guys have a lot of specials on the menu throughout the week. Like, what's going on today at the restaurant?
Tuesdays we do $5 appetizers, $10 entrees in the lounge. Okay. And we'll feature entrees like this.
Okay, and so this is definitely on the menu.
Yeah, it's like a cheap night out.
Absolutely.
And drink specials, things like that.
They're really affordable, but a lot. You guys have really big servings, too. I mean, you're going to maybe even take some food home.
Oh, absolutely. All the time.
Happens.
All the time.
That's a good sign for an Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
that's what you want, right? You know what I mean? All right, so we've got our salmon cooking up in here. We'll show it to you in a minute. We got it covered, though, so maybe it'll cook a little quicker that way. That's possibly a method of cooking this, right? By covering it up?
Yeah, I'm just trying to not get you splashed here,
well, that's true, too. Thank you for that. I got my goggles on, so we're good. Now, we've got our pesto.
Yeah,
we're going to add
blended our pesto. Right? And what we're going to do, I'm going to take this pesto, and we're going to pour it into here.
Luckily, I had my morning cup of cream with me, so we're going to use it for the pesto today. Normally,
that's right. I'm glad you didn't use all that cream.
No.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Okay.
All right.
So we got a nice bright green color.
Right. Now, everything in there is, let's just tell the folks at home, it's basil,
It's the basil.
It's the Parmesan cheese.
Little garlic, chopped garlic, or you could use whole. Parmesan cheese, a lot of Parmesan cheese, and then some olive oil.
Okay.
And the walnuts.
And you're pouring the olive oil in while you're blending it, just for folks at home. If
That's
they want to
right.
figure that out.
You usually blend it first, chop it up, then you add the oil.
Add the oil last.
And then it'll get smoother and smoother as you go.
Looks really smooth.
Now we're going to add 2 cups of cream.
And that's what this is right here.
Yep.
Wow, look at that.
And
Okay.
we're going to wisp it up.
Okay. And now, do you have that on heat at all, or is it just in a pot, or you're going to slowly?
We're going to heat it. Yes.
A little bit,
I just
right, okay.
didn't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here.
Now, what's the effect you want to get on that?
Very simple.
Thicken up a little bit when you.
Yeah, I mean, you want
it
the consistency of a sauce. That's why you're using heavy cream.
Okay.
And
right.
and you can use a low-fat heavy cream if you're trying to watch those calories, and then you get a nice like mint color.
Yeah, look at
and
that.
the flavor it's going to be unbelievable.
I mean, I could just dip bread in that all day probably.
With salmon, I mean, it really just complements very nice.
And that's what the pretty much cooked salmon looks like. That
Yeah.
didn't take too long. 5 minutes.
Maybe about 7, 8 minutes.
Okay.
And then
So not 5 minutes. You gotta make sure it's cooked.
No.
So
And
7 or 8
then we'll actually plate this in a minute with our risotto that we have.
Right.
And we'll make a nice presentation, put a little bit of the cream sauce over the top, and you've got a really elegant, delicious, homemade meal that really doesn't take long at all.
No, not bad.
Yeah.
And there's also, we're going to do something with these walnuts, right?
Yeah, we're going to come back and we are going to make some stuffed mushrooms, but we're going to take our salmon filling with our pesto. We're going to mix it together with some other ingredients. We're going to stuff our mushrooms and bake them, and we're going to have a salmon stuffed mushroom.
All right, well, we've got about a minute and a half left here, so what are we doing with this? We just keep whisking that for folks at home that want to figure that out?
So we're just heating it up, or if you wanted to, at this point, we could actually...
Want to get a plate? I'll get you a plate here.
We could pour it in over the top of
right in
the
there.
salmon.
Yeah, look at that.
And Joe, could you start chopping some walnuts for me?
I could try to do that.
Okay. We're going to give it a little walnut
Little
crust on
guarantees
top.
here. All right. So I'm just kind of... That's awful.
Usually a general rule for fish, to cook fish, is about, for every inch thick, it's about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah, let's just face it. That's how I chop, all right?
That's
so,
good.
There you go.
You want a little finer chop, so
Yeah.
keep chopping.
A little bit of that going on. Look, I'm not even looking at it. I'm not even looking.
You're a
I'm
natural.
chopping.
You are a natural.
I'm a natural eater,
Yeah?
but
Me too.
give me a sharp knife. I can probably chop some walnuts.
Hey, this Friday we have Jack Civiletto, who's a Best Sinatra act, coming in. So stop in, Joe, if you get a chance.
Sinatra act.
Sinatra.
That's great.
He just came from Caesar's Palace. Sunday he was playing at Caesar's Palace.
And now he's playing on...
And he's playing at Francesca's on Friday.
See, you guys get the headliners. I think it's because of the food, I got to say. And you also just won for Best Presentation. You were just recognized for that. So not only does the food taste great, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's
when you,
important. The way it looks is important.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You almost want to take a picture of it before you eat it. All right, we have about 10 seconds left. So we're going to get this on a plate,
Okay.
Show you the finished product when we come back. But before we do that, we're going to have a check at weather when we get back. Commercial break. And we're going to try this wonderful salmon. It looks great. And that
Seafood risotto.
seafood risotto underneath it. And that's a live look at the 290. Traffic moving smooth. We'll be right back. Vultures. They've just swooped in on the...
Just carry on. Carry on. We brought our own forks.
They're just going to... Don't mind them, all right? That's how good your food is. We can't even wait another 4 minutes for the show to end. We have to eat it right now. Eat it while it's hot. All right. While Victoria feasts over there, we've got leftover salmon, and we've got some mushroom caps, right?
Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a little spin on your traditional stuffed mushrooms. You know, we're going to pop out, we're going to get the nice big mushrooms. We're going to give it a little wiggle, get the stem out. Oh, well, that was, you know, that was a start. You know, that happens all the time. Try it again.
All right, so I'm just going to...
Wiggle it back and forth. Wiggle it back and forth. This is very good.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you got to clean out a little bit more. then we're going to take the stems.
This is why I only eat it.
And we're actually going to chop it. Okay, and we're gonna add that into our mix.
I'm just picking up the remains.
So we're gonna dice it up to a fine.
Just chop it up there.
Fine chop.
So you're using the whole mushroom. You're just different parts of it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we got about a minute.
Okay.
I just can't wait to see what this is going to look like because it looks like something special.
We're gonna throw it in the bowl. We got a little parsley.
Got the salmon.
We got grated cheese. We got a little bit of garlic. We're We're going to add a little bit of walnut,
I
chopped
chopped those, by
walnut.
the way. I chopped those
That was
nuts.
Joe's. And then we're going to take the salmon that
just kinda-
we actually poached the leftover salmon.
Okay.
And we're going to just mix it all together, and then we're going to take our leftover
there.
mushroom, stuff it. You can put a little cheese on there, and we're going to utilize our pesto cream sauce underneath the dish.
Definitely have to utilize that.
Our mushrooms drained a little bit, but
All right.
we're going to take that and let me just show you a little preparation technique here. You take a
see, this is-
spoonful, you're going to put it down, and then you're going to drag it along your plate, and then you're going to take your mushrooms, and you're just going to
Lay them across. Is
lay
this an
them right
appetizer over at
across.
the restaurant?
This isn't, no, but we're
You
going to
just
do
came up
whatever
with-
we do on this show. We always run as a special.
Gonna have a look at that.
And so there's your stuffed mushroom, stuffed with salmon
All right.
appetizer.
Well, Steve from Francesca's, once again, best in presentation, not just judged by us, but by other experts as well. And obviously the food tastes great. Look at what they do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys on the couch.